I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is your quick look at the stories we covered this week that you need to read. Uranium took center stage in the resource space this week with the news that US President Donald Trump has requested about $35 billion for the Department of Energy in his budget request for the 2021 fiscal year. Of that amount, about $3 billion will go to the Office of Nuclear Energy, which will use some of the money to establish a uranium reserve. The aim is to address domestic uranium production challenges. While the news has been welcomed by uranium companies operating in the country, experts have suggested that it won't be enough to end America's dependence on foreign uranium imports, and it definitely won't be enough to raise prices. Trump's actions in the mining space have received better reviews from gold companies operating in the US. INN recently polled executives at a number of firms, and overall, we found that they believe he's had a positive impact, largely by shortening permitting times. Our Twitter audience agrees. We asked this week if Trump has been good for the mining industry in the US, and over 75% of respondents said that he's had a positive impact. The remainder said his impact has been neutral or negative. We'll be asking another question on Twitter next week, so make sure to follow us and share your thoughts. The cannabis space saw more cuts this week, with the Supreme Cannabis Company letting go 15% of its staff. Supreme is the latest in a growing line of marijuana companies to make workforce reductions after a difficult 2019. Other high-profile cuts have come from producers Aurora Cannabis and Tilray. In tech, the Overwatch League's third season kicked off with a new format. Instead of holding all games at its studio in Burbank, California, the league will use a home and away format similar to what's seen in the NBA and the NHL. Overwatch is a popular multiplayer first-person shooter game made by Activision Blizzard, and the league has 20 teams. Finally, in the life science space, companies continue to combat the new coronavirus, which at the time of this recording had killed close to 1,400 people. This week, Vir Biotechnology identified 2 monoclonal antibodies that could be used to neutralize the virus. The 2 antibodies were originally identified during the SARS outbreak from 2002 to 2003, and the company will now move forward with research on a treatment. That's all for this week. Tune in again next week when we tell you more about what's going on in the resource, cannabis, tech, and life science spaces. In the meantime, you can follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click below for our free report or any article mentioned in this video. See you next time.